YouTube X. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? It is good to be back. It is good to be back. We got a lot of stuff going on at the end of this month. We got the Tokyo Game Show 2025 that just, I believe, happened um, streamed live 9 hours ago. So we're gonna check that out, see what's going on there. 5 days left for Mafia-thon, 7 days left for iShow Speed traveling the country. It's been really interesting to see the country during this time, especially with the assassination of Charlie Kirk, things going on and war and government shutdowns and all this shit. But you see this guy going around the country getting mad love from everybody, dealing with some little bit of stupidity, but for the most part, it's a smooth run. Definitely a lot of money to do it. I mean, to see how much he spent on it is kind of crazy. There's clips out there showing he's spent over $1 million, over 7 figures doing this shit. But I'm not here to talk about this or that. I'm here to say thank you guys. Welcome to another episode of Lord NoFace Presents. What am I presenting to you today? A whole bunch of nothing. Fucking nothing. No, I'm just kidding. I'm here. I'm not running around like yesterday where I had to work and go travel and tried to stream and woke up late and all those things. I'm here. I'm going to be consistently streaming earlier um, when I have like small topics, and I'll be gaming later after putting my kid to bed and making sure everyone is good. Depending on what my morning looks like the next day. If I have an early morning of clients and calls and office stuff to do, then I'll have to stream around this time and then make calls in the morning. So I'm still working it out, y'all. I'm still working it out, but I'm excited to say that I'm excited to be here. I think I'm starting to look forward to it. I'm talking with other creators, friends, family members, people who I know have really dope skills to see how we can collaborate and bring more to our communities. You know, whether it's on X, on TikTok, on Twitch, on YouTube, on any of these social media platforms. It's not like we haven't done it before. We just haven't done it in a really long time. I mean, the last time we were doing things, there was a whole bunch of old websites that we were using that don't even have any relevance anymore. But we never took it to social media. We never took it to TikTok. We never really developed it like that when we should have. And I feel like we missed the boat, but we also didn't embarrass the shit out of ourselves as kids, you know? When you think about being 20, 22, 24, 17, 19, and you're putting your shit out there, that's why, iShow Speed's always going to have to deal with iShow Meat for the rest of his life. It's just going to always have to deal with it for the rest of his life. Hopefully, when he gets old enough, people aren't still using that, but it's a possibility because it's out there. It's out there. And I definitely know if my ass, listen, you see how much I love my privacy? I keep my smile on. I love my privacy. I'm a father. I have a kingdom to protect. I don't want to violate my privacy just to be a voice. And there's amazing artists who's done it well. Some people did face reveals at the end of the day because they felt like they could, and they were young and they didn't have like a big family, or maybe they had a big family but they weren't parents yet. But I don't think I'm ever going to do a face reveal. This is my face reveal. Like, what do you want from me? You know what I mean? Smiles. But yeah, let's check this out because we're about a minute away from Tokyo Game Show. Um, PlayStation came hard. Pause. But they did. They did their thing. PlayStation did their thing. I was really excited to see what they were able to bring to the table. And that was great. Why won't this minimize? That was great. I think for the most part, Wolverine looked pretty decent. I mean, it looked pretty decent. It had the gore factor for sure. I like the gore factor of Wolverine. So looking into more of that, seeing what that's going to turn into, and seeing how that will grow is going to be very interesting for me as well. I do want to try to see what it's like um, to do the stream, not just in computer desktop mode, but in handheld mode. But I'll save that for TikTok when I'm able to get back on there and do TikTok lives. But for now, let's get into it. It's funny. I want to get into it, and it's not giving me the audio that I want. So that's fine. You don't want to give me the audio? I got my own music playing anyway. I will get the audio in a little bit. Let's figure this out real quick with you guys. Let's skip that trash. Let's put this out there. Let's share it. Let's turn it up.
Minasan konnichiwa, Xbox no Phil des. Welcome to the Xbox Tokyo Game Show 2025 broadcast.
Okay, Phil.
It's great to be back at TGS. Japan has always been a source of inspiration for Xbox.
It's inspiration for me too. What do you think?
I see
think about
and feel
the name.
creativity
Think about
and
the
passion
game.
that defines
Get
this
in here.
Our commitment to Japan and the broader Asia-Pacific region is unwavering. For years, we have championed local game creators and connected them to a global audience through Game Pass and the Xbox platform. Together, we've built strong momentum and growth in Asia, and we will continue to listen, learn, and thrive with these creators and communities. I want to thank CESA for their incredible work supporting this vibrant community. And to our players in Japan and around the world, your love for games, your feedback, and your energy continue to shape everything we do at Xbox. Today's show reflects that energy. You'll see new titles from legendary Japanese studios, games and updates inspired by Japan, original ideas from rising creators, and fresh games from visionary teams in China, Korea, Malaysia, Singapore, and more. Let's get started with the fully rebuilt entry in a fan favorite series that first got its start in Japan. Arigatou gozaimasu, and please enjoy the show.
Kimi wa ikiruんだ。今日も、明日も、そしてこれからずっと。
I'm not loving the odds.
No, I've had worse.
In that case,
Well, what are we waiting for? Any sage advice?
play nice.
Always.
Shoot. Sorry for the mess, Bond. I wasn't expecting you quite so soon. Just need one more. Hang on. Oh, come on, you fit. Moment. There. tactical simulation is now operational. Any questions? Please have questions.
光栄テクモゲームズの柴田誠です。ゼロ赤い超リメイクのディレクターを務めています。ゼロシリーズのディレクターを担当し、1作目から関わってきました。このタイトルはシリーズ2作目の完全フルリメイクになります。
Ever wonder how NASCAR Cup Series playoffs work? Outlast the pack, finish first among the championship four, and you're doing donuts in victory lane. Now you're up to speed. You in?
グラフィックサウンドは光栄テクモのゲームエンジンを使いアップデートしました。主人公の肌や衣装の質感を追求し、鬼の透明感や歪みは特別な処理を使用しています。また舞台となる水上村の暗く不気味な雰囲気は光と影の描写にこだわり、空気感をリアルに表現しました。さらにサウンドは 7.1.4 チャンネルに対応し、霊がいる気配をもっと身近に感じられるようになっています。20年前のタイトルを最新技術でリメイクしておりますので、今様々なホラーゲームを遊んでいるプレイヤーにも新作として遊んでいただけるクオリティになっていると思います。霊を撮影することで撃退する、戦闘が特徴的なシリーズなんですけども、霊をしっかり見つけてシャッターを切る従来の戦闘システムを踏襲しつつ、ピントやズーム、フィルターなどよりカメラを覗く体験を強化する要素を取り入れました。フィルターを切り替えていくことで、見え方が変わっていくんですけども、フィルターは戦闘探索でそれぞれ特徴的な機能を持っています。ですので、襲ってくる霊や状況でフィルターを切り替えながらゲームを進めていくことになります。フルリメイクとしてプレイヤーキャラクターの操作性やアニメーションを徹底的に見直しました。全面的にはスペース改善してありますので、特にプレイヤーキャラクターの操作感と、アニメーションの滑らかさには注目いただきたいです。実際に廃墟になった村を探索するような没入感が高いプレイが楽しめるようになっていると思います。また今作ではですね、操作性やレートの戦闘、レベルデザインなどはチーム忍者のアクション RPG 制作の経験やノウハウも生かしたリメイクを行っています。チーム忍者のアクションタイトルに多く携わってきた中島秀彦がもう一人のディレクターとして関わっているので、シリーズで最も手触りが良いタイトルになっています。姉である舞と手をつなぐという新要素を追加しました。このことで、ストーリー面だけでなくアクション面からも姉妹の絆を強く感じられるようになったと思います。この要素はですね、20年前にも検討していたのですが、様々な理由で断念しました。今回フルリメイクでようやく実現した要素になります。探索できる場所や収集要素も増えているので、シリーズファンの方にも新たな楽しみがあるとモーとなっています。
すぐに戻るから。
ゼロ赤い超リメイクは シリーズ2作目を今の技術でフルリメイクしたタイトルになります。シリーズ2作目のリメイクなんですけども、このシリーズはそれぞれストーリーが完結したタイトルですので、この1本で楽しむことができます。シリーズファンの方、そして初めてのユーザーの方にもぜひ遊んでいただきたいです。2026年初頭発売になります。シリーズで最も美しく、最も怖いゲームになっていますので、ぜひご期待ください。
Tadaima, Tokyo Game Show, and to our incredible dwellers in Japan. I'm John Rush, Creative Director on Fallout 76.
And I'm Bill Lacoste, Production Director on Fallout 76.
2025 so far has been packed full of new content for Fallout 76. We embraced our ghoul within, bringing powerful new playstyles and cosmetics to the game, and found new fishy friends and food in the waters across Appalachia in Gone Fishing.
And most recently, perhaps most exciting for our inspiring building community in Japan, our latest camp building update to Fallout 76 brought an array of new functionality and relaxed limitations to our camp building mode, letting your imaginations and talent run wild. New subcategories.
Quick menu. Relaxed camp building rules. You continue to be some of the most passionate and creative dwellers out there. Here are just a few of the awesome camps we've seen popping up from our Japanese community throughout West Virginia.
We really appreciate your passion and dedication to Fallout 76, and we're so thrilled you're all enjoying the camp building changes entirely driven by community feedback. So keep it coming, continue to share your builds with us, and you can always hop into the public playtest server to preview what's on the horizon.
We'll see you in the wasteland.
should really succeed the throne. I know it's the last thing you want, but a ruler as kind as you would ensure peace for a generation, maybe even longer.
Nicholas! I can't believe they'd bring it here!
Good afternoon, 47. Concord Union is a Hong Kong-based crime syndicate that selects new members via a unique recruitment process. A martial arts tournament hosted at the Himmapan Hotel. To date, no agency has successfully infiltrated Concord. Our client has reactivated Agent Bruce Lee, martial arts legend turned undercover agent. While Lee's combat skills should guarantee victory, Concord and its associates are dangerous criminals and unlikely to fight fair. Your task is to identify and neutralize any threats targeting Lee.
If I can reach the final and win, our dragon should come out of his cave. How are you with hand-to-hand combat?
I've had some experience.
皆さんこんにちは Xbox no Sarah desu. It is great to be back at Tokyo Game Show. At Xbox, we're focused on delivering on our promise of enabling you to play the games you want with the people you want, anywhere you want. We do this for players, for the love of games, and in deep partnership with over 500 visionary developers from Asia. From celebrated legends to emerging stars, these bold storytellers are a big part of why Asia is the fastest growing region for Xbox. You've seen what creators in Japan and Asia are bringing to Xbox next, including the first look at Gungrave Gore Blood Heat. The spectacular story, along with every game you'll see in the rest of today's show, will join more than 1,000 Xbox Play Anywhere games already available. And in October, the Xbox Ally launches. No matter how you play, this new handheld ensures your Xbox experience is always with you. The Xbox Ally brings the best of Asus, Xbox, and Windows together, delivering power, flexibility, and choice right into your hands. Whether you love playing on PC, console, or streaming on the go, the Xbox Ally opens up new ways to access your full Xbox library with the combined strength of Xbox Play Anywhere, cloud, and remote play. And for the first time ever, you can access all of your favorite PC stores on Xbox in one place. We're thrilled players get hands-on with the Xbox Ally here at Tokyo Game Show ahead of the launch on October 16th. Next up, a new reveal for an Xbox Play Anywhere title launching tomorrow and perfect for your Xbox Ally. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the show.
Rise and shine, Bernstein. Let the game begin.
よし。いけいけ。いいぞ。あ、いた。あ、嘘。やばい。あ、痛い痛い痛い。 死んだ。うつマジか。みんな来てくれた。やっほ。いいよ、こっちこっち。よーし、任して、そこそこ。マルチプレイ最高。よし、よし、そこそこ。よしよし、倒せ倒せ。いけー。おお、みんなありがとう。やばいやばい、来てる来てる。あ、強い。お、誰か来た。ドッペルゲンガー。任せろ。何これ。いった。あ、痛い痛い。やばいやばい。死ぬ死ぬ死ぬ死ぬ死ぬ死ぬ。あー、死んだー。ちょっと、スカさん、マジ？Non vi ho usato tetto, ma we should listen now, ソリさん。
皆さんこんにちは。 HD2D 版ドラゴンクエスト 1&2 プロデューサーの早坂です。今日はもうすぐ発売予定のこちらのタイトルから原作にはなかった全く新しい要素の海底エリアについてご紹介します。どうぞお楽しみください。主人公たちは海底世界の危機を救うため、まずはじめに人魚の岩場へ向かいます。人魚の許しを得ることで海底への道が開かれるのです。彼らがどうやって海底に行くのか気になりますよね。実は船は泡に包まれて水中を浮遊しながら進んでいくんです。海底の世界ではまずはじめにアルメハという人魚たちが住む町に向かいます。ですが人魚たちがどこにも見当たりませんね。人魚たちは魔物たちに襲われてしまい、人魚の聖域という場所で助けを待っているようです。まずはそちらに向かいましょう。ご覧の通り、この海底エリアはとても広大で探索できる場所も広く、冒険の先で魅力的なキャラクターとの出会いも待っています。しかし出会う相手がいい人ばかりだとは限りません。どんな冒険にもつきものですが、恐ろしい敵とのバトルが待ち受けています。人魚の聖域にたどり着きました。ここに潜んでいるモンスターたちを倒しながら人魚たちを助けに行きます。見たことのない敵が現れましたね。4人のパーティーでバトルし進みましょう。まだお話は終わりません。聖域の一番奥で助けを待つ人魚たちがいます。ここで出てくるのが本作の新しいボスで、人魚たちを襲撃したミリエラとその手下です。この戦いの先がどんな展開になっているか、ぜひ自分の目で確かめてみてくださいね。というわけで本日の特別配信はここまでとなります。 HD2D 版ドラゴンクエスト 1&2 は10月30日発売です。 Xbox シリーズ XS そして Windows 版は現在予約受付中です。以上プロデューサーの早坂でした。
Everything in this trailer, including text and cuts, is a piece of unbroken gameplay footage. Nothing from start to end has been edited in an external program at all. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. If you double it, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. When you get to this part, You hit the button. That's it.
Ever wonder how NASCAR Cup Series playoffs work? Outlast the pack, finish first among the championship 4, and you're doing donuts in victory lane. Now you're up to speed. You in?
Like that. Just like that. Yeah.
Sometimes I'm angry, I'm not doing better than. Take me back to my dreams. I thought sunset on me.
S plus. Good job.
I shall maintain the peace in Avalon. I will devote my life to the good of Avalon, so that the destiny of our Imperial forebears may one day be fulfilled.
Here's an idea. Another one in the books.
Everyone, form ranks. Bow to me.
Your luck's run out.
Wrathhound shall soon befall Kamru. The Wrathhound can be stopped. Now go and be swift.
Very well. In the name of Avalon, I accept this crown.
And our legacy.
Stand still.
Ride.
Encore, encore!
Too slow.
Away!
Vermin.
And now you die.
What do you want to be when you grow up? Have your answer? Honestly, just being yourself is good enough.
A disaster brought forth by the Archdemon. Demonic armies and heretics wearing the faces of men. Abominations that must be eradicated. With the power granted to us, we'll avenge our comrades and reclaim the kingdom. We will hold the line until you foul creatures are raised from this world.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is Base 44. This is a first look at the current industry-leading AI app builder, and you wouldn't believe the kind of apps that people are creating. Smart nutrition apps, inventory trackers, onboarding tools, you name it. And if the only thing stopping me from making the app is the idea, then why not build an app that gives me endless app ideas?
Hi, this is Joe from Team Ninja, and today I'm excited to bring you a first look at some of the challenges and difficulty options that await you in Ninja Gaiden 4 when it releases October 21st. This new mainline entry in the legendary ninja action franchise, developed by and in collaboration with Platinum Games, elevates Ninja Gaiden's signature high-octane combat to new heights, with a wide array of new offensive and defensive techniques. Ninja Gaiden's distinct difficulty design, which introduces varied enemy placement and increasingly aggressive enemy AI across higher difficulty levels, stays true to Ninja Gaiden tradition. That being said, the path to becoming a master ninja is not a destination, but a journey, which is why we have introduced difficulty options and assists to help new players familiarize themselves with the way of the ninja. One such difficulty option is Hero Mode, which will enable auto guard, auto dodge, and other useful assists, allowing you to acclimate yourself to the general flow of combat without the pressure of imminent annihilation. In Hero Mode, these assists can be toggled on and off at any time during the game. Hero Mode is a perfect mode for players who want to focus on the story of Yakumo's ascent to the ranks of Master Ninja, as he sets out to kill the Dark Dragon and clashes with the legendary Super Ninja Ryu Hayabusa. Rest assured that if you start your journey on Hero Mode, but midway start craving more bite in your combat, you will be able to change the difficulty to normal or hard at any time during the story, allowing you to curate your combat experience according to your progression as a player. Speaking of progression, Ninja Gaiden 4 introduces a standalone training mode, a series first, that can be accessed at any time from the menu. Here you can brush up on your attack strings, defensive maneuvers, and other combat skills, so you can effortlessly dish them out on the battlefield. Action game enthusiasts with aspirations of completing Master Ninja difficulty will have their skills pushed to their limits. Master Ninja cannot be switched to mid-game, and the badge of honor for completing this difficulty will be reserved for those who have truly honed their skills. On Master Ninja difficulty, enemies won't wait their turn. And if you hope to stand a chance, you'll have to dig deep into your toolset, maintain keen situational awareness, and react to enemies with deadly precision. Here's some Master Ninja gameplay to get a taste of what Ninja Gaiden 4 looks like at high-level play. Whether you're a seasoned veteran itching for the next milestone action game experience, or a newcomer looking to cut their teeth on some euphoric hack-and-slash action, Ninja Gaiden 4 will offer a rich and exhilarating experience for players of all skill levels. We hope you enjoyed this first look at Ninja Gaiden 4's difficulty settings. We'll see you on the battlefield when it releases October 21st. Thanks for watching.
大家好，我是卧影猎人的制作人浩，很高兴在 Xbox Tokyo Game Show 的直播节目上和大家见面。在刚刚结束的卧影猎人 Beta 3测试中，数以万计的猎金人参与到了本次封测。在此，我代表全体主创团队感谢大家的支持。卧影猎人设定在一个诸神已死、满目疮痍的世界中，在这片黑暗和绝望笼罩的大地上，有着痛彻心扉的悲剧。 也有无畏奋战的勇气。我们把这些故事埋在了游戏中的各个角落，相信细心的玩家已经拼凑出了金雾之下鲜为人知的秘辛。而在未来的游戏版本中，我们还为猎金人准备了更多精彩的内容。神树林将是玩家在布兰德要塞之后第2章可以深入体验的全新游戏地图。在这片白化的世界中，玩家将与神秘壮丽的神之矛首次近距离接触。在这座苍白巨树之下，蛰伏着一群觊觎神之矛残存力量的敌人，而海岸高地的巨人尸体也在彰显着曾经恢宏无比的诸神之力。随着冒险的深入，玩家将逐渐揭开巫术森林内鬼影重重的秘密，甚至直面伪神的魔法。金雾仍未散去，我们期待很快再与广大猎金人见面。届时，就让我们在营地重逢，再一次携手扬帆出征。
You're back in the forest. Your road's been long. Hear my words. They'll make you strong. The wild can wear you through and through. Heal your soul with mushroom stew. The cold will bite and find a crack, so knit your warmth to hold it back. The bugs don't rest. They hunt and chase. Stand tall and meet them face to face. The woods are harsh, but not alone. A friend may light a path unknown. You're small, it's true, but brave and bright. This burrow's yours. Hold fast, hold tight.
All shall die to my blade.
Colonel, don't just stand there. It's time for you to take the stage.
Our universe is held together by magic. A divine power that comes from the gods themselves. All across the world, it takes the form of powerful weapons and artifacts. When used for good, these artifacts can create wonders.
I want Yasuko by my side.
Lord Harumoto, I must decline your request to turn my daughter into a soldier.
I need to find out why this weapon chose me.
But when the power corrupts the mind of the wielder, the whole world shakes in its foundations.
You did not think you could capture me that easily, did you?
If you want something done properly, you'll have to do it yourself.
Leave my father alone! I don't even know how I did that. I must go west to rescue my father from Magamo's grip.
You are not going alone. Shinobi!
I come to you with a proposal to
steal power from the gods.
You and that spear are a blessing sent from heaven.
It's over. Just go!
We're excited to be bringing 18 multiplayer maps to Black Ops 7 at launch.
With many of those maps, Black Ops takes players deep into Japan, not just as a backdrop, but as a major region woven across the entire experience. Set in 2035, this near-future vision of Japan gave us the perfect canvas to tell our story.
The region's blend of tradition and innovation mirrors the themes at the heart of Black Ops 7.
Legacy, disruption, and the fight for control in a world shaped by technology. From the neon-lit skyline to the quiet hills above Tokyo, Japan offered the right tone, scale, and contrast to ground our narrative and gameplay. For fans in Japan, it's a chance to see their world reimagined through the lens of Black Ops. For players everywhere else, it's an invitation to explore one of the most visually and culturally rich settings we've ever built.
Every detail was considered. Every space was designed to honor the setting while delivering the gameplay Black Ops is known for.
This map's really exciting because we wanted to transport players into the player fantasy of being at the heart of Tokyo.
For me, as an objective player, I really love this map because it's got really well-defined lanes and then some really fun set pieces.
One of my favorite things in the map is the Cat Cafe. There's a karaoke bar, which is a lot of fun. Those is call-outs where it's like, I got him in the Cat Cafe. That's gonna be fun to say no matter what. Each of the landmarking across it is really unique, from the Old Town District into the main center urban district where you're surrounded by this 2035 atmosphere, and then the carnage that spills from that as well.
From the outside, you'll see this Japanese castle, and then once you make your way inside, the Guild have taken it over and instilled this 2035 tech.
I really love the throne room. It's in the center of this castle, and it's got this amazing blend of technology.
My favorite thing in this map are the wall jump opportunities on the outside lanes. You're going over the rooftop while other players are on the inside experiencing a completely different close quarters dynamic.
On behalf of all of us at Treyarch, we are so excited for players to experience our new multiplayer maps during our upcoming beta starting next week.
Stay tuned to the official Call of Duty channels for more intel, and we'll see you in the lobby.
Minasan, konnichiwa, Xbox no Mato desu. Since our last Tokyo Game Show broadcast, we launched our biggest Call of Duty ever, saw a record number of players jump into Minecraft following the hit movie, and topped the charts across platforms with titles like Forza Horizon 5 and Doom: The Dark Ages. I'm proud of our creative teams as they show their originality, innovation, and commitment to quality. As we look ahead, our teams continue to deliver not only their best games yet, but more releases and updates than ever before. No matter where you play, there's so much to look forward to this year. Keeper, Ninja Gaiden 4, The Outer Worlds 2, and Call of Duty Black Ops 7. All are Xbox Play Anywhere titles and will be available with Game Pass and on the Xbox Ally handhelds. Japan has been home to countless beloved games over the years, many of which were in today's show. And as you've also seen today, several of our biggest franchises, Call of Duty, Microsoft Flight Simulator, Age of Mythology, and Ninja Gaiden 4 are all bringing inspiration from this part of the world to their players around the globe. Before we go, we do have one more reveal. It's the latest entry and one of our biggest and most played franchises. The teams at Playground Games and Turn 10 have poured their hearts into Forza Horizon 6, bringing Japan to life like never before. This has been the most requested location since the very first game, and we can't wait to share more next year. I hope you enjoyed the show. Arigato gozaimashita.
I think in the next 6 months, there literally is a game for every type of person. They got Bruce Lee, Hitman. I can't believe Fallout 76 is still running. I mean, I can. It's Bethesda, but you guys remember when that came out? How bad that was? Right? It was. I think that, listen, I always thought Game Pass was a great value. I definitely have become a Game Pass user to the point where when I don't have my subscription active, I don't have many things to play. That's probably the downside to it, right? Like, especially if you want to play to get that play anywhere feature.
Were
Right?
you sexually abused by staff, guards, or other adults in a juvenile detention center? Many victims have already received up to $580.
Overall, what do you guys think? Did you like it? Did you think it was good? Did you enjoy Saw? What's your favorite game? I'd love to know that. What is your favorite joint? What did you like the most? Yeah, that shit looks cool. I like that. Like, that thumbnail looks cool. Oh, I stopped sharing it. Hold on, let me share it again. Hey, what's up? It's me talking to me. This is I don't know what he's talking about. What do I want to watch with you guys? Are we back? Are we back? Are we back? Yep, we might be back. Hey.
This is Second Chance, where you progression systems, which means you will always come back stronger.
Mic check, mic check. Mic. Production.
The sun is forever.
We hope you loved that first look at gameplay. We're looking forward to revealing more on our mysterious and moving story and our amazing ensemble cast of NPCs in the coming months. Next year is when you'll be able to play Saros on PS5 and enhanced for PS5 Pro. Thanks for watching. We can't wait to share more from all of the team working on Saros.
Still can't hear myself? Can I hear myself better now? Alright, well, I can hear myself, but it's definitely not loud. And I don't feel like screaming. I don't know why it's not loud. Yeah. Turn the volume up to 121. So, writing down
You
games
actually
I
want
need
to
to
deploy
play.
her?
Man, Eternal
You cannot be
is
serious.
on the list.
Cascade is one of our most highly trained
Eternal.
operants.
She's been shelved for 5 years. The parties marked her as a failure.
She won't have to do it alone. Her old squad is still out there.
I thought they'd all been ripped to shreds.
Probably. But she can scrape what's left of them back together.
I just wanted to say something to you guys who are here watching this madness occur. Thank you, baby. Thank you for being here. If you don't know who I am, welcome to the world. Welcome to my kingdom. My name is NoFace. I value privacy, so I always keep it small. For all that. So I am here because I existed for damn near 4 decades. And that means I have some perspective on life. Everyone's young opinion. That's great. So I want to be a part of that community, share it. Yeah, I have a grown child, child, and they're about 16 years apart. My first child came when I was 16. And we have to be stand for so grateful for the decision to just try to grad school for his first group. I value especially focused time, especially as well with specialties. hold so much value. But what's up? Like the kid from Fox, I love that movie. As hard as it was back in the early 80s, I hope that's why it is. And the Cruz, shout out to George and a little bit. Let's do this. Jersey, went to Germany for a little bit. Enjoyed Switzerland. I didn't get too much Switzerland time, but I got some Switzerland time. You know what I mean? Ate some chocolates. It was like a chili chocolate. It was good. Just been around, you know. And during that time, I started businesses, and started brands. I fell in love with things that were being created all around me. Anime, as you can see, and Dragon Ball Z is probably top tier of my generation. Um, Especially when it was edited. It was crazy. Longest wait forever just to see about it. Um, but all the stuff, you know, like gaming, 84, seeing what gaming's like now. I think someone on IGN made a statement that resonated with me. Yo, do you remember when video games used to look like that? And when you play them, they were very, very different because they could get the CG to look really good, but when you actually get the game, it didn't look like that. And now we literally get games that are just the cutscenes start and stop, and you don't. It's seamless. It's crazy how far we've come. Shout out to the innovation team. That's why we're watching it. Trust and believe in your movies. So if you're on X for a while, you already know AMC to the moon. All right. Yeah. Let's go back to it.
Which is marking its 25th anniversary this year. Deus Ex returns. This PS5 remaster is a collaboration between Eidos Montreal and Aspyr, the studio behind remastered classics like Tomb Raider and Soul Reaver.
It's on its way back to the people, and you can't do a damn thing about it.
You play as J.C. Denton,
Don't tell me you're going to wear your
an augmented operative working to uncover the truth.
My vision is augmented.
This new version adds enhanced visuals, overhauled controls, and support for key PS5 features like haptic feedback. Deus Ex influenced a generation of RPGs with its emphasis on choice and consequence. No two playthroughs unfold the same. Deus Ex Remastered arrives on PS5 early next year. It's almost Halloween, and you know what they say, everyone's entitled to one good scare. Death comes to Haddonfield in Halloween the Game, a tribute to the John Carpenter classic. The team at IllFonic invites players to an asymmetrical horror sandbox where you can play as a civilian survivor or Michael Myers himself. In each game, it's up to you as survivors to save these hapless townfolk or to hunt them down as Michael Myers. He possesses unique abilities like shape jump, allowing him to move around the map unseen and pop out where you'd least expect him. Playing as a civilian, it's up to you to lead townsfolk to safety, find a phone, and call the police for help. Civilians can also scavenge for gear and weapons to help them survive when they inevitably cross paths with the unstoppable Michael Myers. Become the boogeyman or protect his victims when Halloween the Game launches on September 8th, 2026.
Two big announcements from 11th Hour Games. First, their hit action RPG Last Epoch is in development for a PS5. This celebrated dungeon crawler is known for its extensive skill customization, deep and rewarding loot system,
Halloween.
and massive time-traveling world. You'll battle through the past,
Almost that
taking
time.
down gods and
The
toppling
princess
cursed
entered the
empires to save the world from its ruined future. As for that second announcement,
I will pen to him as needed.
Last Epoch's first major expansion, Orobis, will arrive at the same time as the upcoming PS5 release. The Seven Deadly Sins Origin is an open-world RPG based on the beloved Japanese series, offering a vast single-player campaign and multiplayer areas where cooperation and exploration go hand in hand. Follow in the
This is a
footsteps
good
of Tristan,
anime.
the Prince of Britannia, and play an original story you can experience only in the game.
Seven Deadly Sins is a good
Capture
anime.
creatures.
They made it like.
Go fishing.
Remember when they made that Naruto
Cook your own
RPG?
meals.
It wasn't
Find
like the fighting
resources
games that we
and
have.
craft new items
It
to
was
explore
different. It was on
Britannia on your
Xbox
own.
360.
Or step
It was
beyond the
like,
open world to
oh,
tackle
I wish
dungeons
someone in the
with a
chat
team of
could
up
tell
to
me
4 other players.
what it is.
In a multiverse that transcends time and space,
It was
original
dope.
heroes join
dope.
forces with beloved characters from the series to embark on a grand adventure. Venture out alone or with friends when the Seven Deadly Sins Origin arrives on January 28th.
Two iconic characters finally meet in
I
Sonic
think I'm gonna
Racing
have to pick up
Crossworlds,
Sonic
launching
Racing.
on PS5 tomorrow. Mega Man and his trusty vehicle, the Rush Roadster, join the lineup as part of the Mega Man DLC pack that arrives early next year. But they're not alone. Proto Man also speeds into the pack. Also included is a stunning reimagining of Dr. Wily's castle from the Mega Man series. Familiar sights and sounds will take players back to some of Mega Man's most memorable adventures. The Mega Man DLC pack comes to
You got
PS5
these
next
right
year
here.
as part of the
Really
Season Pass and Digital Deluxe Edition. The early unlock
That's
period
a
is
pretty
already
cool part of
underway,
it.
so
It's
Digital
like,
Deluxe Edition owners can get into Sonic Racing Cross Worlds right now.
it's got levels to it, man. I haven't played it yet, but I've done a
New
lot of
announcements
watching.
from Koei Tecmo Games, including a release date for
Stop
Neo
spending my
3.
money. I'm gonna change the way I spend $50, like $70, so that I can
It is I
do more games.
who will be Shogun. Kurematsu, why? You'll never understand what it means!
I am Himiko. On my honor as queen, I shall defeat Hiroko.
My timeless friend, I trust you. Nothing will stop
Man,
you from
I
becoming
hate
Shogun.
So long as this dark radiance exists, my fights will continue.
To rule,
I'm not playing
one
Smash
must
2.
prove their might.
I never finished that game, but I can make it higher.
Light unseen at the end of time. Go now!
That's probably like, oh,
To become Shogun that badly.
Maybe you don't want it enough. What makes a Shogun anyway? Takachio! Strength and superiority are what make a Shogun, and I have both!
Strength alone is not enough to end this war.
Neo 3. I heard Neo 1 and 2 had some the mechanics were rough. It was fun. 2 was better than 1, but the mechanics were rough. Alright, I'll tend to you.
I have no homework today.
Okay. So what up to the chat?
What up?
Alright, let's find you some food. Yeah, I'll be out. We go to show.
妖術など恐るるに足りんとあなたもかかれ予定通り蜀の陣を炎に沈めます反撃を開始するぞ戦場ゆえ武をもってお答えいたそう俺が最強である証明してくれるわ
I
Another world snuffed from existence.
Our focus, our true objective, is to save this world, our current world.
Need I remind you that tampering with history is strictly forbidden?
It's time I faced my past. Let's go.
Today, you'll pay your dues!
Back in June, we debuted Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles, right here on State of Play.
Today, we're joined by the game's director, followed by news from other special guests who are joining us just as Tokyo Game Show kicks off in Japan.
皆さんこんにちは。ファイナルファンタジータクティクスイバリースクロニクルズのディレクター前広です。プレイステーションで発売したオリジナルのファイナルファンタジータクティクスから30年近く経った今でも多くの方がこのタイトルをお気に入りの一本として挙げてくださっており、オリジナルスタッフの一人として大変嬉しく思っています。今回イバリスクロニクルズという新しい形で再び皆様にお届けできることに我々もワクワクしています。フルボイスや難易度調整などファンの方はもちろん、これまで遊んだことがないプレイヤーの方にも快適に遊んでいただけるように様々な工夫を行いました。
Do not feign concern for me. I see your words for what they are.
どなたでも楽しんでいただける内容となっておりますので、ぜひ遊んでみてください。それでは発売をお楽しみに。
設定タイム。アンクルさん、いよいよ発表できる時が来ました。タイトル名はレッド・イット・ダイ・インフェルノです。
なるほど。ということはレッド・イット・ダイの正当後継作品ってことですね。
はい、開発チーム頑張ってます。このゲームは近接アクションとローグライトを軸に PVPVE の仕組みを取り入れたいわばエクストラクションアクションゲームとなっています。プレイヤーは地獄門と呼ばれる巨大な穴を探索するレイダーとなり、たくさんの恐ろしい怪物や他のプレイヤーのレイダーたちが入り乱れているフィールドを探索し、踏破を目指します。
今度は地獄なんですね。
はい、探索で手に入れたアイテムを持ち帰るため無事生還したいところですが、死亡すると全てロストしてしまいます。所持品だけではなくキャラクターのボディすらロストします。
相変わらず理不尽だね。
はい、レイダーたちは探索とボディの入れ替えを何度も何度も繰り返し、一番強い自分を作り上げてどこまで潜れるかを競うのが醍醐味となっています。皆さんに新たな面白さを感じてもらえると嬉しいです。キャッツ
Start of a whole new world.
デスクワークスディレクターの藤井智です。
集英社ゲームズプロデューサーの山本です。
完全新作クロノスクリプトエンドレスエンド、世界初公開映像いかがでしたでしょうか。本作は洋館を訪れた編集者が終わらない物語が描かれた原稿用紙にとらわれてしまい、そこから脱出をするという探索型 2D アクションアドベンチャーゲームとなります。
手書きのペン画というアートスタイルをベースに奥の深いダークファンタジーとして皆さんにお届けできる予定です。終わらない物語がテーマですが、開発はしっかりと終わらせます。
クロノスクリプトエンドレスエンドは2026年発売予定です。さらなる続報をお楽しみに。
Citizens of Pywell. Today, a new chapter in this land's history shall be written by our own hand.
We fight those who wield power to prey on the weak. Beasts who think themselves men. That is what it means to be a Greymane. The time has come to do what we believe to be right. Cliff, seek out your Greymane comrades. Uncover the truth that lies within. And let your heart speak without fear.
In the end, all will come together as one. We fight for the future.
What I miss, chat? What I miss?
Sound the horn of our final battle. Fight! Fight for Pywell!
Hey, I see you over there on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching the stream.
Your fight is
What is
not for
this?
revenge, nor glory, nor pride.
What the fuck was that? Oh, is this is why I want this game, bro. This is the game I wanted to get day one. I haven't had many games that I wanted to get day one, to be really honest with you.
For at the end of it,
But fuck, I want to fly on a dragon and jump out the sky and do crazy shit. This feels like the Zelda that I want to play. March 19th, 2020. I'll make sure I'm GTA 6 coming out that day. Oh my god. Now he's gonna wonder where I am. I'm dreaming everything all day. A lot of I feel less lonely. Busy race. I'm gonna sleep on my left.
Hi everyone, I'm Brett Elston.
And I'm Kristen Zatani.
That was your first look at the Pulse Elevate wireless speakers, which bring the PlayStation
Yeah.
audio and chat experience to your
Sometimes I speak low.
our magnetic drivers and PlayStation Link wireless technology. Visit PlayStation
Loud?
blog for even more details.
Everything?
Now, let's check in on what's
But
next
that's
for
because I don't
PlayStation
have a mic
Plus.
stand
Up
right
first
now.
is the October monthly games lineup.
Once I get a mic
Creepy
stand,
and captivating
probably
Alan Wake
gonna
2
be
arrives
good.
just in time for spooky season, with Goat Simulator 3 and Cocoon rounding out the list. These all arrive for PlayStation Plus Essential members on October 7th.
You remember me? Mic stand was set, but I broke it down because life.
The Last of Us Day is this Friday, September 26th. As part of Naughty Dog and PlayStation's annual celebration of this beloved series, we are thrilled to confirm the addition of The Last of Us Part 2 to the PlayStation Plus game catalog.
Yeah, I'll get the mic. Then I'll have a consistent voice during.
For
Oh,
PS5
they haven't
members,
played Last
this
of Us
includes
2?
The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, the
The
definitive
whole
guide to
thing got
experience Ellie
spoiled
and
and got
Abby's story,
crazy.
alongside additions like the roguelike survival mode No Return.
Our update to the PlayStation Plus Classics catalog is extra exciting for fans of fighting games and the number 3. Tekken 3 from the original PlayStation and Soul Calibur 3 from the PS2 are coming to the service later this year.
Also arriving this year, another all-time classic from the PS2, Tomb Raider Anniversary. And up next, a special message from the creator behind one of PlayStation's most iconic franchises.
「皆さんこんにちは。グランツーリスモシリーズプロデューサー山内和則です。本日はですね、皆さんにすごく素敵なアップデートをお伝えできることを大変嬉しく思います。この2025年の6月25日に、なんとグランツーリスモの、累計売上本数が1億本を超えたそうです。1億本です。この1億本を超えるってすごいことだなって、作ってる僕らも思うんですけれども、この1億本を、超えたことを記念して、この年末にですね、僕らはグランツーリスモ7のスペック3のアップデートを行う予定です。スペック3のアップデートには、2つの、レーストラック、フォーミュラ1でも使われているトラックであるとか、あるいは8台の新しい車であるとか、新しいサーキットエクスペリエンス、それはデータローガンフィーチャーである。それ以外のさまざまなゲームフィーチャーの大きなアップデートを予定しています。皆さんのおかげで、30年かけてグランツーリスモは1億本を達成しました。本当にありがとうございます。
I don't see any volume on it. I think my stream's bugging out again.
Been fighting longer than I can remember.
Oh.
Been fighting longer than I can remember.
All right. First look at Wolverine. Well, maybe you saw the leaks and you saw him running through buildings and fighting and the smoke and the specific enemy types. That was like 2-3 years ago. But now we're getting closer to what we're looking at. We're looking at grimy ass teeth. We're looking at beady little eyes. We got the Canadian fur. We got the mean widow's peak. You know you gotta have the widow's peak. If you don't got the widow's peak, what are we doing? All right. Insomniac's Wolverine. What we saw earlier.
I'd like to say I'm not a violent man. The trouble just has a way of finding me.
Looking at the tree.
But I'd be lying. Doesn't matter where I go.
The hat's not falling off at all. That's the thing. That hair is going. That makes that hat. Yeah. Warriors get rid of the wrong.
Death's always waiting. Doesn't matter where I go. How far I run.
Well, how far are you? Yeah. Nice thing now with the tentacle ready to go. Wrapped around the neck real quick. Push the shoulder down. Pull the second one out. Nice choreography on that, guys.
Death's always waiting. Just not
That's
for
cool.
me.
I like that. I get to see a little bit of it.
Doesn't
This
matter
is so good.
where.
I gotta find it right now. That's what I'm looking for. I wanna know how it's gonna handle it. Just as much I wanna know. I don't know how it's gonna handle it. Just as much as I wanna know. How's it?
The drop just has a way of finding me. But I'd be lying. Doesn't matter where I go.
This is that's what it's
How far I
This is
run.
yeah. Yeah. Unless you just a lot of gameplay here. Yeah, I hope I don't get demonetized for this video. The way I'm breaking down this video. Because I get that it's a lot of tactics. But it's this tactic. This one. I think it's PG-13. PG-13, right? Right? PG-13? Crap. I need to learn. I'm gonna No. Tripping. Alright. That's good. Okay. Electrical sword weapon. I didn't know that. No. Okay. And after you come out, that's Alright, so this is just the main part here. This is that, I think. Yeah. This is so much of that's one of those things.
Death's always waiting.
Really good for you guys, but I don't think that's gonna. Crazy. You'll probably download like 4K. You can put it on 4K, watch it in 4K, and you'll see how it's what do they want from me? This game so mighty. Gameplay transition please? Gameplay transition please? So tough. I think it's so tough. That'll look at the gameplay. I don't get this. What am I looking for? Okay.
Wolverine.
Supposed to be obviously it's Sentinel, but is it the Sentinel? Is it the
The question that comes up a lot to us at Insomniac Games is, are
When
you
have
going
you
to make
released
a
the
Wolverine
damn
game
game?
that is as violent, as visceral as the
This
character
mode.
in the comics? Working with Wolverine is interesting because part of the route to who he is that he's an unreliable narrator. He has gaps in his memory. So Wolverine doesn't really remember a lot of his life, and that's got to be an extremely frustrating aspect.
He's this ball of rage and fury, but then he could turn on a dime and he could be very, very kind and tender in the next moment.
When we're casting for someone like Logan, what we're looking for in character traits are someone who can convey a lot with very little being spoken.
When you have that first moment that we show in gameplay, there's so much emotion that you can feel behind his eyes. He looks relentless, he looks gritty, he looks angry, but also he looks maybe a little sad.
That level of acting and being able to just deliver that performance with believability across both spectrums was something Insomniac, ourselves, we all agreed he's the one. We don't need to see anybody else.
Hey, I'm Liam McIntyre, and I play James Logan Howlett in Marvel's Wolverine. That's not bad. That one sort of works. Fans out there know what Wolverine is, who he is. My job is to try and find the essence of who Wolverine is, especially as he applies to our story. People hurt him, people take from him, people betray him. He still fights for people who can't fight for themselves. It's one of the greatest honors of my life, one of the biggest responsibilities I've ever had, and one of the coolest things I've ever got to do.
The entire game is built around staying true to the Wolverine experience.
And then how do we want to put our Insomniac stamp on that? How do we want to put our own spin and creativity, but still give something new and fresh the fans are going to be excited about?
It's the full package. It is a level of detail that we've never been able to do before.
You could see it in the trailer. You can see pores. You can see blood in between the little lines of his teeth. I love the attention to detail.
It's exciting that we're going to be able to bring that kind of fidelity to players.
Wolverine is a character who goes to many places through the comics.
You'll see the Canadian wilderness. You'll see Japan.
There's a shot where Logan is sliding down that
What?
rooftop. And you can see
Logan, always voiced by
the breath of Madripoor in Lowtown.
It's always nice
He
teasing
doesn't
the
talk
depth
about
and
it.
the amount of characters that we'll be seeing in the game. Omega Red makes an appearance, Mystique is there, and there are some hints to other characters that fans of Wolverine will recognize for sure.
Another visual element of Marvel's Wolverine is the blood. And the blood tech that was put into this game is pretty phenomenal.
There's a part in the trailer where Logan jumps down and then he does the claws up through the face. That one I thought maybe was going to be taking it too far, but I am so glad that we have it. It looks fantastic.
Wolverine's combat, making that special, making that feel like him, making it feel different to anything else you've played, that's a tough job. What's so cool for me is there was this one section of the game I got to try. It was just visceral, immediate, and so incredibly satisfying, and I was like, this is gonna be amazing.
We're pretty excited about the artwork that we're using on the cover. It's dynamic, it's rough-edged.
You notice it doesn't look like our past games. It has that sense of urgency and forward movement and rage and fury, and that's Wolverine.
One of the cool things about Insomniac is they are probably the most collaborative group of people I have ever worked with. They make you feel part of their team. That's not something you always get.
We've been in a creative collaboration with Insomniac Games and PlayStation for over a decade now. We've made some of the greatest superhero games of all time, and that was always the goal, making games that are timeless.
I think fans are going to be excited, but I'm also really excited about it because I'm really proud of what we made. We're focused on making the best Wolverine game ever.
On behalf of everyone at Insomniac Games and the Wolverine team especially, we want to thank you for taking time to watch our trailer. We can't wait to show you more in spring of 2026.
All right, let's bring this back down to like what we can handle. Honestly, you know, let's see why this hype on the 355. Why do I even say PlayStation 5? This is so multi-platform.
Maybe you don't want it
This is
enough.
playable everywhere. PS2, here, and like, I believe PS2, I don't want they're not gonna be everything. You're probably gonna have fun. This is stuff though. It's like different. There's only trying to but where Xbox is doing a lot of that giveaway, and you can still get these and one person that you get. I think Japanese third-party developers will go on Game Pass. I think third-party developers are already on there, obviously. So you see that happening, but I don't think you're gonna see Sony on Game Pass, at least for a very long time. So that's the game side of things. Let's see what's going on in the markets. All right, we're almost at one market's closed for today. I hope you guys who are trading was able to predict the future and make some money on that. Let's see what we got going on here. Looks like a big advertisement from the shark. I've been seeing a lot of Damon John lately. Okay, so big three is down. The VIX is back to 16. When it was in the 20s, it was really interesting. Gold went up a little bit, 35%. Well, not a little bit. Okay. Oil still at 65. I've seen this thing go so low back in the day. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so they pinned it. A lot of cover calls just made a lot of money. Cover call premiums have been crazy over here, unfortunately. If you have shares, you're selling calls, you're making money off of other people. I think that's when that popped to $3 and then came back down. That was a big cover call flush. I don't know who this is. Hold on, chat. Scammers gonna scam, bro. All day with this shit, man. So Ghost of Yotai was something I was looking at because obviously people compare it to Assassin's Creed and what Assassin's Creed did with Shadows. Another game I need to play more. I've seen enough, but I do like Ghost of Tsushima a lot, and I was saying maybe it's a add-on. One might be saying maybe it'll be an add-on kind of thing, which Miles Morales was a great game. I enjoyed it very much, but it was more of an add-on. This is looking way more full-fledged than that, man. This is looking pretty intense. Yeah.
When building a sequel to a successful game, developers often walk a fine line. Stick too closely to the original and risk stagnation. Stray too far, and you might lose your dedicated audience. Early impressions suggested Ghost of Yote leaned toward the former, but the final result reveals something more compelling. Not only is Yote a remarkable sequel, it's also a visually stunning and confidently executed evolution of the original. As before, Ghost of Yote opens with sweeping, living landscapes that stretch out endlessly towards the horizon. The game's opening title sequence expertly combines perfectly placed musical notes with the appearance of the primary companies involved, followed by a title card. The power of such a sequence cannot be understated. It sets the tone for what's to come, and Ghosts of Yote pulls it off beautifully. But before you take to the fields at the foot of the mountain, you're introduced to the character Atsu, whose family is murdered before her eyes at the foot of a burning tree by Lord Saito and his gang. We're then treated to a beautifully animated, ink-style introduction sequence. Atsu has returned to her homeland 16 years later, with an eye for revenge. You begin by cleverly writing the names of your targets using the touchpad, which serves as your belt during your journey. The introduction mission focuses on the snake. During this sequence, I immediately noticed that the game seemed to be running near 4K at 30 frames per second. Naturally, I headed straight to the options menu to see if 60 FPS was available instead. What I discovered was a welcome surprise. You see, Ghost of Yote supports ray tracing. Now, ray-traced lighting is a perfect match for an expansive game like this, yet prior to release, any online search pairing Ghost of Yote with ray tracing would have come up empty. It's a feature the developers have never promoted or even mentioned, but it's here, quietly waiting to be found, and the results are excellent both on the base and professional PlayStation 5s. If you're playing on a PS5 Pro even, you can enjoy it at a full 60 frames per second. But of course, you might wonder, what does it actually do? Well, in a word, global illumination, but with some limitations. Essentially, it seems to add an additional pass of ray trace lighting to the scenery, allowing for proper, precise bounce lighting with color transfer. To illustrate what I mean, check this out. Without ray tracing enabled, the pots visible in this scene exhibit a moderate orangish glow as a result of the sun, but it lacks any sort of precision and direction, and the shadowed areas are dark. Enabling ray tracing, however, immediately showcases a stark difference. Light travels from the window, bounces off the wooden shelf, and light is reflected up onto the underside of each clay jug. It's very localized and precise, suggesting a per-pixel solution. What it essentially means is that the scenes are lit with increased precision and realism, and while not as robust as games designed from the ground up for RTGI, the results are excellent all the same, and is my recommended way of playing the game. You can clearly observe here how ray tracing contributes to subtle light bounce effects. Note the illumination visible on the underside of Atsu's hat, a detail that would be absent using a purely rasterized solution. This implementation simply allows for a more robust simulation of light transport. That said, while it does greatly enhance the
Mic check. We back yet? We back?
Such as trees, the light from the sun bouncing
All right,
off
we're
of
back.
it.
Sorry about
You'll
that.
note that even when she's occluded from view, the tree exhibits a residual yellow glow, which suggests that she alone may be included in the BVH structure, allowing for more accurate light interactions where it matters. Now, this isn't as comprehensive or robust as the full RTGI suite seen in other games, such as Doom: The Dark Ages, but the inclusion of ray tracing here still elevates the visual presentation to the next level, allowing it to feel like a noticeable upgrade over the PS4 original. It adds nuance and depth to the lighting model, and for those playing on PS5 Pro, I'd absolutely recommend playing with this mode. That said, the traditional rasterized lighting path remains impressive in its own right. Technically, it's comparable to the original game, but the artistry has evolved. The environments feel more cohesive and visually rich this time, even though they were already beautiful in the original. Many of the strengths we highlighted in the original video return here. The volumetric cloud simulation, for instance, is once again superb with minimal breakup and excellent variation. It really breathes life into these landscapes. The overall atmospheric light scattering, especially when standing atop a tall mountain, is breathtaking. Weather effects build on the foundation laid by the previous title as well, and the addition of dynamic particles and foliage adds a layer of realism to every scene. A particularly delightful touch is the interaction with the foliage, specifically sprinting through leaf-covered arenas leaves behind trails of leaves, fluttering and scattering in your wake, a subtle but effective detail. The original had something like this too, but it was much less robust, as you can see, not leaving the trails or producing as many leaves. So it's a noticeable upgrade. Beyond this, the game's bold color palette and vibrant landscapes are beautifully presented using HDR. Yote leverages the full dynamic range, delivering stark contrast between shadowed interiors and brilliant sunlight. On a calibrated HDR display, it's breathtaking, and this video is of course presented in HDR, so if you have such a display, it should give you an idea.
Whoa, man, amazing car. When did you become a millionaire?
What is this for?
We're trying to get advice for the younger generation.
I made my first million last year, actually.
What line of work are you in?
I'm in sales.
Okay, what's the best advice you can give someone that's in sales?
You're only as good as your sales reps and your CRM.
What CRM do you use?
We used to use one of the old legacy CRMs, but it just didn't give us the speed and agility that we needed. But then we switched to Monday CRM and sales started flying.
Why is the CRM so important?
Well, no specific CRM can make you a millionaire, but if you want to move fast in today's world, you need a CRM that doesn't hold you back. Monday CRM propels you forward. Instead of spending time messing around with old systems, you can invest in relationships, in cultivating leads, and in closing deals.
One last piece of advice for our viewers?
Make sure you have the right tools for your journey. If not, stop now, find the right CRM. For me, that's Monday CRM. Then move forward and nothing can stop you.
Thank you very much, sir.
No problem.
But of course, the settings that I captured with here were adjusted for my TV specifically, and it can vary. But arguably the most impressive aspect of the visual design lies in its sense of scale. Not just in terms of map size, but in its perception. Sucker Punch has truly mastered the art of making the world feel vast. Sweeping valleys curve into towering mountains, and the terrain design amplifies the illusion of grandeur. It's not just big, it feels big. A subtle distinction, but a meaningful one. This is further enhanced by smart environmental cues, plumes of smoke such as those indicating key points on the map, shifting weather patterns, and fields of white flowers guide the player organically. Ride through these flowers and you're rewarded with a traversal speed boost, a clever touch that gamifies exploration without breaking immersion. The sheer density of reactive foliage, all swaying and responding to your movement, reinforces the sense of a living, breathing world. It's wonderful stuff. Equally, the character models are impressively detailed once again, just like the first game. From facial features and eye rendering that you can see in this scene, which are very realistic, to the weapons of battle carefully dangling from her outfit. The in-game models are top tier, and you can zoom way in and still see a ton of detail. It's definitely a strength of the game's visuals. I'd also say that the actual animation in-game is superb, with smooth movement, especially during combat, that does feel even better than the original game. Your horse then plays a role as well, and looks great in this game as you barrel through huge fields of grass. If we shift over to story sequences then, there's still a significant distinction between the high-quality cinematic scenes and normal dialogue sequences. So the cinematics, the big story moments, these are of impeccable quality with brilliant lighting, effects, framing, and animation work. They were already excellent in the original game, and that's the case here with even more visual flair. I'll talk more about this shortly, but I do want to mention that the storytelling in this game is also leagues beyond the original. It's very well done. However, not every scene can realistically be produced this way, so exactly like the first game and many other open world games to be fair, these secondary scenes are used instead, and in this game the animations are rather limited, so the gap between the two feels a little greater than usual. This is an area where Horizon Forbidden West massively improved on its prequel, but here it's not all that different from the previous title. It's kind of similar to something like the Like a Dragon series, which has these amazing directed cutscenes with subpar character interaction sequences. But while we're on the animation, there's something else I wanted to touch on. In my original video, I complained about this, specifically the way the character interacts with slopes and steps. It's not a huge deal, but it does influence how the character sort of interacts with the terrain while simply walking or running. Did they improve it? Well, this time it does seem that foot IK, inverse kinematics, is used here, but the actual movement and animation when walking up and down slopes or stairs still doesn't properly reflect the terrain. It's a lot like the first game, which means when doing these actions, it looks a bit awkward. I was really hoping they would solve it, but alas, here we are. Another holdover from the last game is the reliance on screen space reflections with cube maps as the fallback, for reflections of course. By and large, it works well enough, but as usual, the typical SSR artifacts do rear their head from time to time, and unsurprisingly, cube maps don't always match the scenery. Still, aside from those tiny nitpicks, the overall presentation in this game is fantastic. It's a beautiful game, a beautiful world, and a wonderful evolution of the original. It still has its weaknesses, but overall, I do think Ghost of Yotei is a stunning, evocative experience, and I'm always happy to see a non-Unreal Engine-based open world game hit the scene. So, let's say you're jumping in, you're sold on the game, you want to give it a shot. You might be wondering then, what's the best way to play? After all, when you open up the options menu, you'll find up to 4 different graphics modes, 3 on the base PS5 and 4 on PS5 Pro. So what do they do and how do they impact the game? When starting the game for the first time then, Yotei targets 30 frames per second with a resolution of 3840 by 2160 or native 4K, without ray tracing. If you're looking for the best image quality, this is the mode to go with. When counting the base PS5, I usually got around 28 out of 30 pixels, so the resolution is a little below 4K, but the image quality is still excellent. Then there's the performance mode, which targets 60 frames per second. This one drops down to around 1440p, also without ray tracing. The base PS5 version, however, is closer to 1080p, just slightly above. Then there's the normal ray tracing mode, which is capped at 30 frames per second, but is available on both regular and professional PlayStation 5s. This one comes in around 1728p or so from what I've found, but closer to 1440p on the base system. And thanks to the excellent TAA in the game, it's still very sharp and crisp, but you can use RT features. My favorite mode though is the RT Pro option. This one offers 60 FPS gameplay with ray tracing, but it also leans on PSSR for anti-aliasing and upsampling, at least as far as I can tell. The base resolution is a lot lower though, weighing in around 1080p, but
this game, you're not ready for it.
You're in the middle of this beautiful sci-fi environment, and you're seeing intrigue, the espionage, the alliances form, the power that just shifts around, and it's amazing to watch.
Simple actions can have massive effects.
You can cooperate with people, compete with them, make friendships, deceive them, betray them.
It's amazing to think that it's all just other players.
More players start coming. It just starts this complete cascade of actions, and you don't know what's going to happen.
It is a free-for-all. We'll get locked up and shot instantly. People start dying left, right, and centre. It's just something that you can't get anywhere else. It's just the rush like no other.
All good movies happen.
Everybody's on this journey and writing their own stories, and that is probably the simplest way I can describe Eve.
Things continue to change and evolve. It's awesome. I love it. Part of Eve.
The overall image quality is still pretty good in most scenes, but I did find an occasional issue, like here. Look at this fine-grained cloth pattern. It's okay enough in the other mode, right? But when you switch to the RT Pro mode, you see a lot of extra noise and sparkle here, likely as a result of PSSR. Conversely, there are areas where the PSSR version has advantages over even the highest resolution quality mode. Like here, there's more stability on the wooden planks on the side of this house, specifically when using PSSR. Honestly, in terms of overall image quality, I do tend to think that the PSSR version trades blows with the highest resolution 4K mode. It's really good. The thing is though, I can't really say that any of the modes are bad per se. They each have their own trade-offs and all deliver the expected results. So it's basically about tilting the needle in the direction that you prefer, right? And this is also true of performance, which thankfully is rather dull. You see, the 30 FPS modes deliver 30 FPS, and that's that. In my testing, I actually struggled to find even a single dip when using these two modes, but you would expect that, right? It's 30 FPS. 60 frames per second, though, is where things get a little more interesting, because if you recall, the state of play featuring this game recently exhibited major performance problems, which left me wondering about the state of the game and its final release. Thankfully, the final game does not have these issues. The overwhelming majority of the time, it delivers a completely locked 60 frames per second without leaning on VRR at all. It's just completely stable. And it was smooth on both the Pro and base consoles. After about 15 hours of play though, I did actually finally find some slowdown, and it occurred during this battle here. But the key here is that the day one patch, which is supposed to arrive alongside the launch of the game, very specifically says that they will be implementing performance improvements for big battles in dense spaces, like this I assume. So given how rare slowdown seems to be already in this current build, I would say we're looking pretty good for launch, and this may be completely cleaned up by then. All this is to say that the frame rate situation is excellent, and by and large you shouldn't encounter many dips at all, so the news on this front is great. That said, beyond the frame rate, I noticed a couple of very odd performance-related bugs. Basically, in exactly 2 instances, the game randomly started dropping the sound, and then suddenly, it seized up. I thought the whole thing crashed, but after 10 to 20 seconds or so, the game actually came back and continued as normal. It's hard to say if this is a pre-release bug or not, and maybe it'll be fixed by the time the game launches, but I wanted to flag it here in case you encounter it. So to summarize the presentation, the team has done a great job balancing improvements with development time. It's not a complete overhaul of their tech from the last game by any means, but it also kinda didn't need to be, and what's here looks fantastic. The improvements are certainly welcome. Beyond that, it has great image quality across the board in every mode, and runs almost perfectly with only the occasional hiccup here and there. So that's all good stuff, right? But there's another strength I have not touched on yet, and that's the audio. When it comes to building atmosphere and selling the world, sound and sound mixing are extremely important. In that sense, Yote is a masterpiece. For starters, cutscene audio is mixed almost like a film, with active use of all available sound channels, or the surround sound effect of the PS5 when using headphones, along with excellent clarity on speech and separation of the sound effects. Take a listen.
あの女だ。
迷子か？
昔なじみを探してる。妖帝六人衆。
つまみ出せ。
The Kurosawa mode also returns, which obviously changes the look, but something I didn't mention before is that it also influences the sound to more closely resemble classic Kurosawa films like this.
剣吾という火事が作った刀だな。
それがどうした？
俺の父だ。
お主、松か？
圧だ。
But the key thing here is the ambiance, the soundscape you hear while actually playing. Whether you're using headphones or a surround sound setup, there's some serious immersion here. For instance, exploring the countryside during a rainstorm yields remarkable results. Just listen carefully to this next sample. Pay attention to how the rain sound itself actually changes based on your position, and you can sort of hear the water bouncing off different types of objects all around you, not to mention the surround sound effect of the music being played in the nearby inn, and everything else. Just pay close attention. When things heat up as well, it sounds great too. That same scene here, only during combat, sounds like this. But then there's the Watanabe mode, which is a collaboration between Sucker Punch and Shinichiro Watanabe, director of Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo. Now, this sounds silly on paper, you know, pairing lo-fi beats with a game like this, but it's also a tribute to Nujabes, the late composer for Samurai Champloo, and honestly, I was kind of surprised at how well it works. Just listen to this here. Given the type of story they're telling, it fits better than I expected. It's good stuff. So basically, if you have a good sound system, or at least a solid set of cans, crank this game up and soak it all in, because it's one of the best sounding games I've heard thus far this year. Before we go though, I want to talk briefly about the game itself. There were a lot of things to love in the original, but I also kinda bounced off it. The pacing just didn't do much for me, and while I did have some fun, I didn't enjoy it as much as I had hoped. Ghost of Yotei, however, despite pre-release expectations, has managed to grab my attention in a way that the original never did. I think it comes down to a few things. Firstly, the characters and storytelling are simply more compelling this time. Conceptually, you're hunting down the Six, and each one has its own unique area and story beats. The personalities are ramped up, making encounters more interesting as well. You really want to see where it'll go next, and the way your character interacts with everyone is also very compelling. It's reminiscent of classic films such as Lady Snowblood, especially when they toy with things from the past and present. But it's what happens in each of these locations that surprised me the most. Dedicated just to the story scenes. There's new interior spaces, underground areas, and more to explore. There's puzzles to solve, unique combat scenarios, and more. When taking down something like a base as well. If you just rush straight for the boss, God of War, along with improvements to the overall open world flow of the game. Plus, the new maps are more beautiful and interesting to explore, and the hunt for each of the Six really does feel unique. In fact, I could hardly put this game down during coverage. I just kind of wanted to keep going. In that sense, it might stand as one of the very best games Sucker Punch has ever made. Really impressive work here. Overall then, we do have this beautiful, smooth performing, great sounding game with an excellent story, engaging characters, and solid gameplay. I went into it expecting just more of the same, but I walked away genuinely loving it. It is the better game. But that's gonna do it for this video, so I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet a complete AI creation platform made for anyone with an idea and a drive to bring it to life. Describe what you want and watch it take shape. You can plan, customize, and expand in any direction. From tools built for one